The finish line keeps moving. No matter how fast you run, no matter how high you climb, the moment you reach your goal, another one appears. The illusion of fulfillment tells you that happiness is just beyond the next achievement. But it's a lie. The truth is, freedom doesn't lie in the destination. It lies in the journey. If you're still chasing the next trophy, still waiting for the moment when you'll finally feel complete, then you're already trapped. But if you're ready to break free from the illusion, to embrace the struggle, and to find meaning in the process, then this is for you. Welcome to the truth. Many believe happiness is ahead, just beyond the next goal. But the finish line keeps shifting, making satisfaction unreachable. The world is filled with those chasing the illusion that once they hit the next milestone, once they reach that elusive goal, they will finally find peace, happiness, fulfillment. But the truth is, that finish line constantly moves. Every time you think you've reached it, another goal emerges just out of reach. The illusion of fulfillment is a trap. It whispers that success will bring you the satisfaction you crave, that achievement will unlock the doors to happiness. But in reality, as soon as you reach one goal, another rises in its place. There is always more to chase. The weak chase the illusion. They live for the next achievement, always reaching for something just out of their grasp. Thinking that it will complete them, they exhaust themselves in a never-ending race, convinced that happiness is a destination they can arrive at. But the truth is, the pursuit itself is the trap. You will always be chasing something, and you will never truly arrive. But the strong know that fulfillment lies in the journey, not the destination. The strong understand that the real power, the real meaning, is in the steps they take, in the grind, in the struggle. They don't seek happiness in some distant future or a final goal. They find it in the process, in the pursuit itself. The joy is in the sweat, the effort, the constant evolution. Happiness is not a destination. It's the strength you build along the way. People push forward, thinking the next achievement will bring peace, but they remain unfulfilled. Every day, millions of people race toward the next goal, believing that once they reach it, everything will fall into place. The next promotion, the next accolade, the next milestone. It promises to bring the peace they've been seeking. But when they finally achieve it, the peace remains elusive. They're still left feeling empty, like something vital is missing. The cycle continues, and they're caught in a never-ending pursuit, forever chasing something just out of reach. The endless chase is a cycle of disappointment. The constant striving for more leaves you drained, disillusioned, and trapped in a cycle of fleeting moments. Each achievement, instead of filling the void, only exposes it further. The pursuit itself becomes the burden. The weak believe that once they have the success they crave, they will finally be happy, at peace, complete. But the truth is far harsher. The weak believe that success will bring happiness. They're conditioned to think that once they've accumulated enough external achievements, wealth, status, power, they'll finally find fulfillment. They chase, they strive, they sacrifice, but happiness always feels just out of reach. Success, while it might feel satisfying for a brief moment, never brings the lasting peace they yearn for. But the strong know that true fulfillment comes from the process, not the outcome. The strong understand that happiness isn't something you attain through a final destination or some external validation. They know that fulfillment is found in the grind, in the struggle, in the growth. The journey, not the achievement, is where the power lies. The process is the path to true peace, because it's where you build your strength, your resilience, your character. It's where you truly come alive, If you want to break free, you must stop chasing and start living. Stop measuring your worth by the next goal, the next achievement. Live for the moment, for the process. Find fulfillment in the work, the challenge, and the growth that each day brings. When you stop chasing and start living, you begin to experience the true power of life. Because fulfillment is not something you find. It's something you create in the journey itself. Those who escape this cycle realize that life happens in the journey, not the destination. The trap most people fall into is thinking that fulfillment, peace, and happiness lie just beyond the horizon. They believe that once they reach that elusive finish line, everything will fall into place. But those who escape this cycle, who break free from the endless chase, understand something crucial. Life happens in the journey itself. It's not the destination that holds the key. It's what you become along the way. The growth, the learning, the effort. It's all part of the path to greatness. Freedom lies in the process. True freedom isn't found at the end of the road. It's found in the steps you take every day, in the grind, in the moments of struggle and growth. The process is where you gain strength, where you find purpose, and where you shape your future. The process is not a burden. It's the arena where you discover who you truly are. The weak, however, stay trapped in the illusion that happiness, fulfillment, or peace will come when they reach their next goal. But the strong know that the journey is where everything truly matters. The weak believe that happiness is ahead. They're conditioned to think that joy is somewhere in the future, just past the next milestone or achievement. They push forward, always believing that once they achieve X, they will finally be happy. But this mindset only leads to disappointment, because no matter how much they achieve, the happiness they seek remains out of reach. But the strong know that happiness is here, in the struggle, in the effort, in the journey. The strong understand that happiness isn't a distant destination. It's something that exists right here, in the now. It's found in the process, in the daily grind, in the work, the struggle, the effort. Happiness comes from embracing the challenges, learning from the setbacks, and growing stronger with every step. If you want to rise, you must embrace the process. True greatness is not about waiting for some final achievement to define you. It's about embracing the process of becoming. The work, the discipline, the grind. It's all part of the journey that builds you. When you focus on the process rather than the outcome, you take control of your own happiness and fulfillment, because freedom lies in the process. When you stop waiting for the perfect moment or the next big success to bring you peace, you liberate yourself. Freedom comes when you realize that the journey itself is the reward. It's about being present, embracing the struggle, and finding joy in every step you take on the path to greatness. True transformation is forged in the fire of struggle, not in the comfort of trophies or titles. Every victory is hollow without the scars of battle. The weak chase success, thinking it will define them, but the strong know that it's the struggle, the pain, and the relentless effort that shape them. The path to greatness is not paved with ease, but with sweat, blood, and sacrifice. If you want to rise, you must embrace the struggle, not run from it, because only through the depths of darkness can you rise into the light of your true power. Growth does not come from what is handed to you. It comes from what you endure, what you conquer, and what you survive. The struggle is not the enemy. It is the weapon that will carve you into the person you are meant to become. Focusing on the future is a trap, a deception that steals your attention from the only moment that matters. the one you are in right now. The future is a phantom, always shifting, always out of reach. The weak waste their lives chasing it, believing that the answers lie somewhere ahead. But the strong know that the present is the only true weapon they possess. The present is where power is seized, where decisions are made, where your destiny is shaped. Every moment you waste dreaming of what could be is a moment you lose in what you can control. The present is all you have. It's the only time you truly own. If you want to rise, you must anchor yourself to the now, because the future does not exist until you make it. The present is the battleground where strength is forged. If you cannot conquer this moment, you'll never rise to the next. The present is where you fight, where you struggle, and where you win. Ignore it at your peril, because everything you seek is locked in the now. And if you can't master this, you'll remain trapped in a cycle of regret and lost potential. A mind divided between regret and expectation is a mind shackled by its own destruction. It cannot experience true victory, for it is constantly torn between what was and what might be. Obsessing over the future steals your peace, distorts your actions, and robs you of the present moment, the only moment that matters. The weak waste their energy chasing a distant dream, believing that the future will hold the answers, the peace, the fulfillment they crave. But the strong know the bitter truth. The future is nothing more than an illusion, a distraction that keeps you from living in the now. If you want to rise, you must obliterate the hold of tomorrow and focus on the present, because the cost of future obsession is far too high. It costs you your power. It costs you your growth. It costs you the only thing that truly matters, this moment. The future is built on what you do now, not on endless yearning for what's to come. If you can't master the present, the future will always escape you, a phantom you can never catch. Focus on the now, or forever lose yourself to the unfulfilled promise of a future that may never arrive. Every struggle you face strips away the false layers, exposing the raw, unyielding core of who you truly are. The road ahead will tear you down and rebuild you stronger than you were before. The weak believe that struggle is something to be avoided, something to fear. But the strong know that the struggle is the forge in which they are tempered. Without it, there is no growth, no transformation. If you want to rise, you must embrace the road, no matter how harsh or painful. Because the road will break you, yes, but only to rebuild you into something unbreakable, something unstoppable. The road is not your enemy. It is your greatest ally, your crucible, your path to greatness. Those who seek to avoid hardship, who run from discomfort in the pursuit of ease, are only digging their own graves, slow and steady. Comfort is a silent poison, seducing you into decay. The weak believe that comfort is the ultimate prize, the end goal. But the strong know that comfort is the enemy of progress, the silent killer of strength and resilience. If you want to rise, you must reject comfort, refuse the false safety it offers. Because every moment spent in comfort is a moment lost to the slow decay of your potential. Embrace discomfort, endure the pain. For it is in hardship that you are forged, and only through struggle can you emerge as something greater. The mind does not know pause. It is either growing or rotting. There is no in-between, no safe zone. Every moment of inaction is a moment of decay. The weak believe that they can afford rest, that they can hit the brakes and stay still for a while. But the strong know that to stop moving is to invite stagnation. If you want to rise, you must push forward relentlessly, because there is no standing still. There is only growth or destruction. Mastery is not a pinnacle. It is an endless storm, a relentless churn of blood, sweat, and reinvention. The weak cling to victories like trophies, rotting on shelves, but the strong, they grind their triumphs into dust and forge ahead. Success is not a destination. It is the first scar on a body built for war. If you dare to rise, you must marry the grind, breathe it, bleed it, because the work, it never ends, and neither will you. The weak see struggle as a barrier. The strong recognize it as the forge. Every ounce of resistance, every moment of uncertainty, every shred of doubt you crush beneath your boot is another step toward invincibility. Comfort is the enemy. It dulls the blade of ambition, lulls the fire of hunger into embers. But discomfort is the whetstone that sharpens you, the anvil that tempers you, the crucible that remakes you into something unstoppable. The world worships at the altar of ease, but legends are carved in the temple of suffering. You want greatness? Then you must crave the grind like an addiction, chase the burn like a drug. Let failure carve you. Let doubt try to break you. Let the weight of the climb press down until your bones creak, because that's when you'll find out what you're truly made of. The path isn't paved with victories. It's littered with the shattered remains of those who quit. But you'll keep moving when the fire dims, keep pushing when the road vanishes, keep bleeding when the world says stop. Because discomfort isn't just fuel. It's the only thing that will keep you alive in the arena of the extraordinary. And the arena never closes. So ask yourself, are you here to play, or are you here to conquer? Growth is not a phase. It is the law of survival. The moment you stand still, the rot sets in. Slow, invisible, inevitable. The weak mistake comfort for security, pauses for peace. But the strong, they know stagnation is the beginning of death. There is no plateau, only ascent or collapse. No middle ground, only predator or prey. Decay does not announce itself. It slithers in through missed reps, skipped pages, lazy thoughts. It festers in excuses, grows fat on procrastination. By the time you feel its teeth, you are already being eaten alive. The only antidote? Relentless motion, ruthless evolution, a refusal to let the fire dim even for a second. You want to dominate? Then you must outrun entropy itself. Every day, you either sharpen the blade or let it rust. Every choice, you either feed the wolf or starve it. There is no mercy in nature, only those who adapt and those who are erased. So move, even when exhausted. Learn even when you think you know. Burn even when you have nothing left. Because the universe does not care about your potential, only what you do with it. And decay? It's always watching, always waiting, and it never sleeps. The mind is not a sanctuary, it is a battleground. The moment you stop feeding it, it turns on itself. Old fears become chains. Outdated beliefs become bars. Comfort becomes the lock. The weak cling to what they know, mistaking familiarity for truth. But the strong, they shatter their own minds daily, because a mind unbroken is a mind imprisoned. Stagnant knowledge is slow poison. Every unchallenged thought, every unexamined assumption is another brick in the wall of your own cage. You think you own your mind, then why does it flinch at the unknown? Why does it beg for the safety of yesterday's answers? A prisoner does not choose his chains. He only learns to stop rattling them. You want freedom? Then you must wage war on your own cognition. Tear down mental models, burn outdated maps. Let every lesson carve you deeper, bleed you emptier, remake you fiercer. The price of mastery is perpetual discomfort, the agony of outgrowing yourself again and again, forever. Because the mind is a cage, but only if you let it be. The key, never stop learning. Evolution is not a choice. It is the law of existence. The weak cling to who they were, fossilizing in their own comfort. But the strong, they shed their past like dead skin, forging themselves anew in the fires of relentless transformation. To stand still is to rot. To hesitate is to decay. Survival does not reward the stagnant. It annihilates them. A year ago, you were weaker. A year from now, you will be unrecognizable, or you will be irrelevant. Adaptation is not a tactic. It is the pulse of life itself. The predators of this world do not pause to mourn their old selves. They outgrow them. They do not fear change. They weaponize it. While others beg for mercy, the evolved rewrite the rules. You want to dominate? Then you must become a storm, shifting, consuming, leaving no trace of the person you once were. Every skill mastered is a new fang. Every fear conquered is armor forged. The universe does not care about your potential, only what you do with it. And the clock is always ticking. Adapt or perish. The choice is yours. But time does not negotiate. Stagnation is an illusion, a slow suicide disguised as standing still. The universe knows only two directions, forward or dust, expansion or erosion, the sharpening of the blade or its rust. There is no neutral, no pause, no mercy. The weak beg for rest, not realizing that decay never sleeps. The strong, they move like a force of nature, because stopping is death in slow motion. Every second you are not climbing, the ground crumbles beneath you. Every day you do not push harder, the world pushes past you. Comfort is the enemy's whisper, lulling you into obsolescence. The choice isn't between effort and ease. It's between dominance and extinction. You want victory? Then you must outrun entropy itself. Let your discipline be ruthless. Let your hunger be insatiable. Let your growth be exponential, because the wolves at your heels do not tire. The game does not end. The clock does not reset. Move or be moved. Rise or be buried. The choice has always been clear. Only the courageous act on it. Freedom is not found at some distant finish line. It is seized in the teeth of the grind itself. The weak scurry after hollow victories, trophies that turn to dust in their hands. But the liberated, they do not chase. They engage. They sink their fists into the raw, bleeding heart of the process and let it forge them into something unstoppable. The work is not a means to an end. It is the altar where the weak are sacrificed and the strong are baptized. Every rep, every failure, every drop of sweat is not a step towards some imaginary destination. It is the destination. The fire does not exist to produce gold. The fire is the gold. To love the burn more than the trophy is to become untouchable. You want transcendence? Then stop seeking and start being. Let the weights crush you until your bones sing. Let the pages empty your mind until only truth remains. Let the struggle strip away everything that is not essential. Because what emerges will be something no finish line could ever reward you with. The work is the prize. The process is the purpose. And those who understand this, they do not rise, they reign. If this resonated with you, if you're ready to stop chasing and start living, then hit that subscribe button. This is just the beginning. The journey to greatness is long, but it's worth it. And I'll be here every step of the way to guide you. So subscribe now, and let's rise together.